Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another edition of your program Let's Talk on your favorite channel, Huda TV. This afternoon, inshallah, or this evening rather, we will be discussing a very special topic, perhaps important for youth and adults alike. But before I tell you the topic, let me please remind you with our social media contact information. That is, of course, 3Ws.facebook.com/Huda TV. And please support us on Facebook, like it and share it, and post your thoughts and suggestions and feedback and opinions about our channel and this program in particular, inshallah. Of course, we have YouTube. You guys don't forget our YouTube, 3Ws.youtube.com/Huda TV, live streaming, uploaded programs. We want to thank the brothers that are involved with that process as well. Now we have a Twitter as well, so get up on that. Don't miss out on Twitter. And of course, the email is talk@Huda TV. So this episode, inshallah, we will be discussing marriage. Of course, this is a great topic, I believe, for the youth who are looking towards marriage. The youth who are perhaps not looking towards marriage, we're going to convince them why it's a good idea, inshallah. We're going to give some advice and share some experiences for those who are already married. And so you guys stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We hope this program is beneficial. Let me start by letting our respected guests introduce themselves. We have 4 guests with us today. So let me start by going to my right, brother. Please give me your full name, where you're from, and tell me if you're married or not.
Hey, my name is Abdurrahman Ata, and I'm a student at Al-Azhar University. I'm from Alexandria, and I'm not married.
Okay.
Hope so.
Okay, so maybe perhaps we could take some, I can have some of the sisters or their guardians send us some CVs, and we can find you a wife, inshallah. Just joking.
Inshallah.
Brother, go ahead. I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani. In the name of Allah, mighty Allah, most merciful and gracious. My name is Abdul Hakim Dawranzai, and I am from Afghanistan, and I'm not married. I'm still a single.
And you're from
So
what?
send some CVs to him.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, boss. Let's go. Let's move to my left, inshallah. Go ahead, brother.
I'm Nazif Abubakar from Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm studying here at Al-Azhar University.
And how old are you, brother? Are you married? Are you not married? What's going on?
Okay, this January I'll be 21, but unfortunately,
You're not married yet.
yeah, just I'm on the same boat with my 2 brothers over there.
Okay, inshallah. Let's go to this brother right here. Tell us your name, brother, where you're from. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Sulaiman Bari. I'm from Guinea-Conakry, and I'm student in Azhar University.
And how many, inshallah, how long have you been here? Or excuse me, how old are you? And are you married or not?
Oh wow, I'm 21 years old, and I'm sorry, I'm not married.
Okay. Now you said you guys are students here in Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilda. Or yeah, Karatu.
Yeah, Hausa, yeah.
Yeah, Karatu. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Karatu. How is study and how is the family?
But you guys got to teach me more. But before we get to the topic, I wanted to clear. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Before we go on with the topic, I want to clarify something. I know you brothers down there from West Africa, mashallah, you guys really practice the sunnah. I see you guys marrying more than one wife.
Yeah, you know, like in Africa, most of people there's like 2, 3, you know. You know, just only like it's normal, but just only like to know like how to give everybody his right, you know. Not only like to marry 2 or 4, because even in some of them they're gonna marry one, but if you don't know how to give her right,
yeah, sure.
No, you cannot marry 2.
Yeah, sure.
So you have to know everything.
Yeah, thank you, Barakallah. Go ahead, now my next question. I want to go around here in the circle. Mashallah, there's 5 of us. We come from 5 different countries. Okay, America, Egypt, Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Guinea-Conakry. So we have to talk about. I would like to speak about the obstacles that the youth face in these countries that are obstacles to their getting married, and as a result, what happens? I mean, they get older, they're not married. How does this affect society? So start by saying, brother, in your country, Egypt, what are some obstacles facing the people here?
Actually, in Egypt, there's many obstacles. You're talking about money, you're talking about an apartment, you're talking about the job, you're talking about sometimes a car.
What do you mean? You're saying apartment, car? What does this mean? Because they might not know.
So when you propose for a girl or for a family just to marry their daughter, they ask you, do you have an apartment? No, I don't have an apartment, so you cannot marry her. What's your job? Do you have money? Will you be able to afford the expenses for that's it. And we here in Egypt, we don't apply the hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he said, إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ فَزَوْجُوهُ إِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ كَبِيرٌ. That's it. Now, this is what is happening right now.
Can you translate it for us?
Yes. If you didn't let your daughters marry the good boys that you satisfied with his religion and his deeds, it will be very corruption in the earth.
And this is
and this is what is happening right now in Egypt, because it's very, very difficult to marry here in Egypt, because they are asking for many things. They're asking for many things: apartment, and the job, the car, they have money, the apartment is good or not, it is in a good place or not. Sometimes they never ask about the religion. They never ask about the person himself, or is he good behaved or not? Is he well behaved or not? I'm sorry. So it is a very bad thing here in Egypt. So what happened with the corruption? So many boys, many guys, many youth, they just try to get another ways.
Right. They try to satisfy their desire another way.
Yes.
What ways?
What ways?
Yeah.
They sure, bad ways. They don't go for marriage, and they go for another things, and it's very bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Another forbidden things, and
yeah. So they end up doing
corruption that the Prophet warned us of it.
This is the corruption that we're warned about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do have a report. But before we check out the report, just one quick question. Put yourself in their shoes. If you had a daughter, you would also want your son-in-law to have a nice house, a nice car, a nice job, wouldn't you?
Yes. Look, it's gonna be perfect, but if he doesn't have, I have sisters.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
First thing we asked about what the religion, what the behaviors. Is he gonna be well behaved to treat with her?
Yeah.
He's gonna live with her forever.
Yeah.
So it's important to have a car in the house, or to be a well-behaved person, to treat her in a very good way.
Thank you,
That's
brother.
it.
Yeah, well put. Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick look at this report, you guys, dealing with this topic, marriage. So you guys stay tuned to Let's Talk. Awesome, really giving us some pointers and tips regarding marriage and how to keep it happy and lively between the man and wife. But brothers, we're talking about before marriage. In the last 2 or 3 minutes we have here in the program, brother, can you speak a little bit about how do you meet the bride? We talked about after you meet the bride in your country, Afghanistan, the procedures. How do you meet her in the first place? Do you get to talk to her? Do you get to see her? Is it arranged from your father? How does it work?
Hazrat Muhammad ordered men seeking marriage to get a look at the woman before marrying her. But unfortunately, in Afghanistan, this is opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you want to get married, you never seen your wife before getting the marriage.
Oh, subhanAllah.
Just your mother is like a judge. Your mother, your father, your brother is like
Your brother?
judge. Yeah. Your first of all, your mother going to her home and see the girl, and when they come back to home, and your mother is telling you that the girl is like this, like this, like this, like this, all of this.
Describing her.
Yeah, describe to you. Yeah, and after that, you like it. Oh, okay, mother, I'm agree, marry. It's like this in Afghanistan.
Okay. So then you'll marry her, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, subhanAllah. Okay, we only have about a minute left. What about you guys?
Okay.
Nigerian, Guinea, Conakry. Fulani, go ahead.
Okay, definitely. Before marrying your future wife, you have to, have a look at her.
Okay.
But I don't mean lustful look.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
honestly, look at her.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Definitely. Because this, but some people misunderstand this. When they are looking for marriage, so they get along with that girl, and from there many atrocities are committed.
Yeah.
So when you are together with a woman, definitely there is a third person, that is shaitan. So when you go to her, look at her honestly, not a lustful look.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Definitely, because this will decide many things.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're out of time, you guys. Brother Suleiman, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We had to cut the episode short. Next time, inshallah, I hope to have you guys back for a different topic. Inshallah, thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much.
At home, continue to support Huda TV, the premier and the pioneer Islamic channel in the English language. Support us on our social media, on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff. Don't forget to email me personally at talk@huda.tv. Until next time, I leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
سبحان